I think everybody wants to make crazy amounts of money with crypto. But very often, the first step is the hardest, which is where to buy and, most importantly, what to buy. What do you go for? I've made various beginner guides on exactly which exchange I use, how to make an account, and how to buy your first cryptos. Not here for that today. What I do want to talk about though is which coins I'm finding really interesting. So I'll name 7 coins. There we go. I'm extremely bullish on right now. And if you enjoyed these type of videos, make sure you press that like button because I'll also be explaining a strategy, how to make even more money on your money. Just watch. So a couple of days ago, I made a video talking about my most bullish sectors. And I noticed a lot of people would like to get more specifics about which coins I am bullish on. A while back, I made a video talking about it. I've done a video about my top AI coins. And one of the coins I've mentioned many times is Cody. And you can just see how crazy it's gone over the past couple of days. This is not the number one 𝗕𝗀𝗀𝗃 yet. This is just to show you the results of what I'm looking for and what I hope the results bring. So we bought this at roughly 5 point something cents. Talked about it over on Twitter. Made a little talk about it in the video. And you can see how the price has done over the past couple of weeks. Now, not every single coin you buy will do this, but the goal is to maximize the amount of times it happens. And so you buy the right coins in the right areas that are exciting at the time. And to be honest with you, I think Cody could do some really juicy numbers the next week or so still. But obviously, like the intelligent investor would know, the higher prices go, the riskier it gets. We still have a very long way to go before all-time highs, sure. But it's moving so fast that I find it more and more difficult to tell people to go for it. Because I'm holding such a huge amount, you'd probably faint if you saw the amount of money I have in this crypto. And I'm not selling until at least $1. But even then, I think I'm going to ride this one to town for at least the next few months because I just believe it'll do really, really well. Matter of fact, let's make this our first coin here. I'm not so sure on the performance on the real short term, right? Because it's up so much. But over a while, I do believe because of the crazy movements I've seen right now, it reminds me of our number 2 coin. Dios mío, no way. No freaking way. It reminds me of this coin. Any list I've made over the past couple of months has included 𝗏𝗏𝗏. I have held this coin. I will show you later. I've held this coin from 1 cent to no way. It is now, guys, sorry, I'm being distracted here. It is now officially the best investment I've ever made in my life. That is, wow. This is, wow. I don't know what to say. So I wanted to say I'm still very, very much bullish on 𝗏𝗏𝗏. And I wanted to say, kind of Cody the way it's going now, it has a similar sort of story where the price just goes up quite exponentially where you think, ooh, I probably shouldn't buy this. And then it just goes up so much more because that's what you see in bull markets, that it just keeps going. Anyway, I also have an unholy amount of money in 𝗏𝗏𝗏, even though I already sold a good chunk at like 55 cents or so, because I found my money again after a long time. What I mean is, here, it wasn't really worth that much money to me because obviously the price went down from my initial buy at 10 cents all the way down to 1 cent. I made some moves and I was like, I'm not giving up, even though some of my friends did. And now you can see it's done roughly 580x return. But I still believe that this 𝗏𝗏𝗏 here is like a render. It's like an undervalued render. Right now the value is 500 million, as you can see. But I think it could compete in terms of the rankings with something like render, which is still about 5.5 times bigger. Bringing us to point number 3, or coin number 3, is Stacks. So this coin, I've been really bullish on at about 80 cents or so, and I bought a good chunk. And the thing is, there are right now more and more opportunities arising in the Bitcoin ecosystem and things around it. And so Stacks, you can actually stake. There's now new liquid staking methods, which give you a pretty good yield. But I'm thinking perhaps there's going to be more Stacks related airdrops at some point in the near future as well. Some people on the side are saying Stacks, 45 days away from the halving, things are fixing to become extremely interesting and volatile. Stacks is almost 80% liquidated. Magic is in the air, folk. Similar chart as a lot of the coins you've seen here where they just, you see, it went from like 50 cents. I'm so sad. I had one order on Bybit open still at roughly 80, maybe it's actually $1.01 or something, but it didn't get filled. Let's say the order was $100,000, pick a number, and then only $3,000 got filled, for example. So that is kind of sad because I thought, hey, I bought it. There we go. It's not that much, honestly, though, because when you place one order, I don't really put too much per one. You don't put $100,000 in one order too much. That's kind of strange to do. By the way, here, In no way, shape, or form am I trying to brag about past performances. All I'm saying is, right now we're talking about coins that have some really good momentum, and we want to catch that momentum. Buy in as they're doing good because they'll probably keep doing better over the next few months. This does not mean you hold this forever. If you do, you'll most likely lose money because the bear market is going to come at some point. And if Bitcoin turns around hard, because right now it's pumping a lot of these coins will do bad. I mean, it's the truth. It's crypto, man. I'm just now naming a couple of coins I've got a lot of money into. Now, there's one token I think a lot of you guys will not know. It's called Octavia. And I bought this one a while back. Obviously, I try to always buy coins before they launch. I've told you about this. And everybody was able to scoop it up still at roughly like 50 or so cents because it stayed around there for a little bit. But I still think right now at 90 cents, it kind of ain't that high. I kind of feel as if the price could do really well still over the next little while. That's where another fun part of this whole journey comes in. If you sometimes plan things well, you're able to, for example, buy these tiny little dips that occur in these prices, which can still bring you 20% gains or so over very short time spans. But Octavia, I'll tell you guys, if you all want it, but I want to really see a lot of participation. I want to see a lot of likes and people saying, yes, let's see it. In the comment section, I have an opportunity where you guys can get some free Octavia, which is pretty juicy. Only available for a select amount of people, but they're actually, there's a couple things I need to explain to you, but I think they require a separate video. If you guys really want it, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll tell you more about these launchpad things and how to get some free money, because it's free. Sounds crazy, right? Why would somebody give you free money? It will all make sense as I tell you, but you gotta let me know by pressing that like button, and I will warn people, not every country is accepted. Some countries are annoying. C'est la vie, hein? What can I do about it? Point being, though, I personally think they're still quite undervalued. I don't think they could do well, but that's just my thoughts. And that brings me to the point. There's actually another group of coins. There's actually two of them here that I personally think could also do really, really well over a very short amount of time. A long time too, but what I've been doing, and this is kind of funny to some people perhaps, is I've been buying the dip for some of the proper coins that have just launched. One of them is 𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀. I bought the dip very, very recently at roughly 6 or so cents. Didn't catch the full bottom, but hey, that's okay. And you can see right now it's back up to 8 point something. I've done the same for the coin mostly attached to it, which is Beam. I made a post last night on Twitter saying, hey, I'm really, really bullish on Beam and 𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀lands. At the same time, I opened a long position and I layered my way down a little bit. Let me quickly get back to it. Give me a second. And I wouldn't say it's too amazing, but right now we're in 10.48% profit on my Beam long position. And obviously we are in some profit on the 𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀lands buy because Beam I just bought like last night somewhere. And I mean, it's okay, but it ain't amazing because I think I kind of had too high of a price. I think it was probably around here somewhere. If I had done it a little bit better, could have made significant more profit, but hey. Still bullish on both of these over the next few months. I think the gains will be severe, especially now that their first launch from the Beam guys, 𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀land, did really, really well. I think most things that they will be launching are gonna do really, really well. Again, my own personal thoughts. I don't really have that much Beam, let's be honest here. But whatever I have, and I don't call large, is still a very, very large sum of money. It's just not as large as some of my other holdings because they've been added later. So let's say, for example, some coins like Cody, I've been accumulating for so many years by this point, and I've been adding a lot recently, but I've been holding it for years. I have way more money in that now that it's done a 7 or so X in the recent past here. Hypothetical. Let's say whenever you get into a new altcoin, you buy $100,000 worth. And then every single month you add 10,000. Let's do it lower. Let's say whenever you get into a new altcoin, you buy $100 worth. And then every single time you think about adding up, you add $10. If you do that enough times, on one coin you now have $500. Whereas with a new coin, you're entering and it's now $100 worth. Let's say both of them double, but then the initial bag goes times 7 and this one only doubles. Yeah, this one is now worth, let's say $5,000, whereas this new bag is only worth $800, for example. Even though both have done really, really well, one just has significantly more money in it. Then again, Beam and 𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀lands, I think can do really, really well over time. I'm personally still quite bullish on it. And a little funny side story is that one of the coins over the past month or so that really made me juicy amounts of gains is called Sync. I've talked about it, I think, for the first time at roughly 0.002 or 0.003. Right now, I think it's still sitting at roughly a 5 or so X. A little bit early today, it was sitting at even crazier numbers. But that's the funny part, right? On the one hand, I very often buy coins that are already really big that can do even better. But on the opposite end, I always try to buy some very, very small gems here and there to really have that Nosana type of 500x potential, where you take it from $2 million, for example, all the way to 600 million. One of the ones you guys know I also bought really relatively early is MBS. You can see how the price is not crazy just quite yet, but my investment has done really, really well. Obviously, it's a little bit of a riskier one right now at 25 million, but it's done pretty well for me. I bought in at roughly, yeah, it was like 2.7 or so. So really quite close to the bottom, luckily. To which I have to say, guys, this is not fully a coincidence. Whenever prices skyrocket like this and you see an initial bounce, I don't like to buy at this point. I like to, if it wasn't able to catch like the bottom, for example, I would like to buy at this previous top, like a support level or resistance. If I wasn't able to catch the low point, sometimes I just skip the coin altogether because I'm too afraid. For example, this was again a nice area to buy in, which is where I did. Price is back up. Here's not so nice to buy. You want to wait for a pullback. Here you can see some point where the price got resisted at a lot of times, this area. This right here again, potentially lower, would have been nice to buy back in. So don't always think you have to buy day one. You can sometimes wait a little, but here comes my strategy. So as you just saw, or at least as I told you on my phone just now, the reason I have these beam positions, for example, it is in, you can't see it perfectly, but it's in 13% profit right now, for example, which is not that much. Now it's 14.4, it's going up nicely. And I have a stacks position as well. Let's see if I can show you. There you go. I know it's mirrored, but it is 534% profit. And I'll show you just some more for good reference. What I have, I'll quickly put my focus mode on. I have a fetch position at roughly 15% profit. Again, not too much. It's about the idea. I have a I'll just show you a few. A render position here in profit, 25 or so percent. You can see the leverage on those is not too high. That's because the way I do it very often with coins, I want to hold, and I don't think can go to zero, like a render, like a fetch, yada yada. But I prefer to buy with more money than I want to really allocate to it. I buy them in long positions because I think if they move, they'll move pretty quickly. They'll probably not go down that much anymore. And if they don't go down more than what, like 40%, I'm going to be pretty good. And even if they do, as long as my account has more money in it and I open them with cross, nothing's going to happen. It's a story for a different day to go more in depth into it. But the idea is to open 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, X leverage positions and then buy your way down lower so you can never get liquidated or have enough margin in your account to never get liquidated, so that you're buying, if you have $1,000, you're not buying your position with $1,000, you're buying it with 7,000 or 4,000 or whatever. Similarly with Ethereum, anybody buying Ethereum straight up, yeah, it's okay if you have tons of money, I guess, but otherwise, or if you're doing some restaking or just liquid staking as a concept, otherwise why? If you open a 2x long position or something like Bybit, you're way better off because the price is to go down 50% in order for you to get liquidated. But even then, if you have enough margin, you have enough money in your account, it won't happen. So then at that point, you're essentially just getting double the amount of Ethereum for the same money. So I don't understand why people don't open more long positions. That's why I always have a link to Bybit down below. There's often free positions there as well. But that's a strategy to make more money out of your altcoin positions because you can kind of act as if they're double, triple, or quadruple as big. There's also these leveraged tokens on exchanges for a reason. They're being removed on a lot of exchanges, but they're there because they act as 3 times or whatever the value for Bitcoin or Ethereum or etc. So if you have less money, even if you have tons, it still works. It can act as more. And as an honorable mention, I'll give Bitcoin a little clap for doing so freaking amazing here recently, guys. Holy smokes. Bitcoin is the king here. Wow, right? Just gotta admire the king for a little second. $53.5 thousand for Bitcoin right now. That, ladies and gentlemen, is worthy of a clap. But I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. I got another top coin list coming up soon, don't worry. Here's just a few that I can think of at the top of my head. I'll do a little bit more preparation into some more obscure coins soon enough. If you give me a few days, I got it for you. And if you guys want more Launchpad tutorials, let me know down below. See you guys in another one.